You know, we have to really determine where we're going to put the kickboxing and where we're going to put it on the website, where we're going to put the suspensions and everything. So nowadays, kickboxing seems to have it's come back, and you know, we got lion fighting. And yes, Greg.
I thought if we could do kickboxing and Muay Thai,
yeah,
and send them to the MMA.
We're going to address it right now.
Oh, that's why
Thanks, Greg.
You're welcome, thank you.
Greg, come sit with me. Come on.
My name is Martha Shanyorkides. I'm a commissioner in the state of California. I don't know a lot of you, so I'm going to introduce myself a little bit. I started out in martial arts, and then in 1998, we had this great class for officials in California, and I had the misfortune of sitting next to Jack Reese, and he looked at me, and I think Steele's kid was in it, and Denkin's kid was in it, and all these kids of great officials were in it, and he looked at me and he said, "So who's your father?" And I said, "Nobody." And I said, "Who's your father?" And he goes, "Nobody." And then he said, "Well, I guess we're both fucked, right?" so, you know, I passed, and he passed, and he became, obviously, a miserable, the worst official ever. And then I went on to become a commissioner, and so here we are. So there's been kind of a resurgence in our state, people asking for more kickboxing and Muay Thai events, and so I started looking at our regs, and they're pretty bad, and so we decided to start revamping some of ours, and our Muay Thai rules and our kickboxing regs. And part of the problem is that anytime a promoter comes to our state, there's like 6 sets of rules, and nobody knows what rules to use, and in the back, the promoter's trying to teach our officials, well, for this one, you're going to use this set, for that, you're going to use that set, and nobody knows what to do. So, you're not going to vote on this today. My recommendation, and I think Andy's got copies, my recommendation to you is that you form a committee and that we take a look at this. What I did actually is the Muay Thai rules were not as difficult because there is really kind of a very few international rules, but the kickboxing rules are much more difficult. There's a lot of them. So what I did for the state of California is I created a big grid. And I solicited the help of Corey Schaefer, and of course, I don't know if a lot of you might know, I happen to be married to Arnold Yorkides, who's the older brother of Benny the Jet. He trained all the Yorkideses, and he also wrote the first set of rules in the state of California. I don't know about the East Coast, but he did write the first set of rules in the state of California, and so created a huge grid. Put in K1, and he also started the WKA with Howard Hansen. So put in IKF, put in WK, put in all the rules, and it turned into this huge grid. So then I started culling it down, because really what we wanted is a skeletal set of uniform rules that we could turn into regs. Of course, every sanctioning body can do whatever the sanctioning body wants when they have a promotion. But what we wanted is a skeletal set of rules. For the kickboxing rules, you might want to pay attention, because some of the North American rules, for example, have no kicks below the waist. Some of them actually have a standing 8 count. Some of them have a 3 knockdown rule. For our purposes, we really wanted this to be a professional set. A set of professional kickboxing rules. So take a look at this, and as I said, this is not something you're going to vote on today. This is something you should take a look at. My recommendation, again, is that you form a committee, just like we did for the MMA rules, and we're not going to wait, obviously, in California for another year, but perhaps you can do something like have a special session, or discuss it over the next few months, maybe have a special session and vote on it after you've had time to discuss it and talk about the issue. So take a look at them, and hopefully this will help. So that's it.
Any questions? There we go. Professional rules. You gotta do something big if you have some rules. Actually, that's a great question.
In the state of California, we delegate we have a lot of events. So we delegate our authority for amateur to other organizations. In California, we delegate to the IKF. So
I understand that. Commissions don't have that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what's everyone's opinion of putting together a committee right now to address that in kickboxing? Anyone have any ideas to address that?
You're gonna do it now, man.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we'll do it for amateurs as well. So,
Yeah,
you know what? Anyone that's interested in sitting on the committee on this, let's form a committee on it and try to develop some rules and some policies, amateur and pro. And I think Bill Goldberg's a perfect person to sit on. He just asked about it. What do you guys think?
you can throw Arnold on.
Okay, yeah. So anyone that's interested, please just come to me. All right, and we'll go from there. Excellent.
Good questions.
Any other questions? Yeah.
Regarding the first rule that we put in here, you said that involves for male contest. I don't see anything for females.
Yeah, I think that just got, as we were printing this out, I saw that I think that there was one for female. I think this got dropped. As I said, this is a draft, and we'll print out the, yeah.
But
So-
for male and female,
Yeah.
the same.
I think so.
You can sit on the committee as well.
This was the one.
No, thank you. Actually, I think we go back. Hey, Mr. Bennett, before we walk out the door, female boxers, right? My understanding is you guys are going three minute. You're going 3 minute rounds, correct? Now, for female boxers instead of 2, you're going 2. Okay, for some reason I thought you guys were going 3. Okay, thank you. So, because we treat, are we at the age? Time to start treating females like we treat males when it comes to fighting? That's a question.
I think this was intended to be 3 and 3.